Hi, I'm Joe Mechlinski. I'm the CEO of entreQuest. The book for me was all about getting this message out of not only me, but also all of the things that we had done over the last, in that time, about 10 to 12 years in business. I thought it was time to memorialize it. I thought it was time to put this message, this methodology in a bottle that would have a bigger impact than just the companies that we could physically touch and physically reach. And so we decided to take the exact methodology in which we work with companies from a consultative standpoint and put it in the book in a way that didn't tout how great we were. In fact, I thought it was a pretty, sort of humble warrior approach of saying, we screwed it up this way, learn from our mistakes, and if we can do it, you're likely able to do it too. And I thought that the world needed a book that wasn't about how to be super successful, but was about being a human being. And so Grow Regardless was almost my personal manifesto about my life, but also about how EQ, I think, has impacted the world and can continue to do so through that methodology. The book was written that, business is this pure sport. And so regardless of the conditions, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of where you start in this world, it's not about where you start, they say, it's about where you finish. And so for me, it was about sort of igniting that fire in people post-2008. I mean, the world was a bit glum in 2009 and 10 as banks weren't lending to small businesses, as the government was in sequestration, as we can't get anything done in Congress in terms of passing a bill that would be helpful for small business. And so for me, it was how do we lift up and really almost re-inspire the small to mid-sized business community. I mean, small business is the largest employer in this country. We've created 2/3 of the net new jobs in the last 10 years. It's a big deal. And so we put this methodology in place that basically states this. Your company has to have a big vision, a big story. It has to have a story that is touching people here in the heart. And if you can touch people here in the heart, can you then take that as a promise to both your employees, to both and to your customers and to the community? And if you can find a way to do that, you'll look at companies like Tom's Shoes, Whole Foods, Zappos, Starbucks. Not only do they have great customer service and people have written books about them, but they're also some of the best places to work, which I think is not a mistake. It didn't happen by accident. And so what we try to do for small to mid-sized businesses is take all of these things that big companies do and how do you boil it down so it's applicable and it's actionable for them. The book impacted my career probably the same way going from Patterson High School to Hopkins impacted my career. It's given us the ability to have instant credibility. I mean, it's a thing we take a lot of pride in. I mean, it hit the New York Times bestsellers list. It was #1 book in Barnes & Noble for a few days. I mean, even so much so that we beat 50 Shades of Grey for those 3 days, which was kind of funny for us. It allowed us to start working with more enterprise level accounts. I had billion-dollar companies call us to want to do business with us because of the kinds of things that they read, and I think it really did inspire people that they could treat their employees differently, that they could treat their clients differently, and they could treat their community differently. There's been great speaking opportunities. There's been great consulting opportunities. In fact, I look at some of the people that have joined our company to help really serve our greater mission, and I would say the book has helped us from a recruiting standpoint. And so it's been a humbling experience. I still get notes from people that have read the book that I have no idea who they are. I've gotten FedEx packages from people who want to work with us that have really totally blown my mind in terms of the impact they say it's had on them. And so it's a proud moment, but it's also a humbling moment.